Rolling on 3.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, boss.
The Last of Us review show, the Booker Theater, take 2. Welcome everybody to Booker Theater. My name is Booker, and I'm here to do a review or my thoughts on a certain movie or show in this case. Today we're talking about The Last of Us show, the season 1 and season 2. And so I have lots to say. However, I do want to start it right, which is yes. Thank you. The video behind me was not rolling until it was played by my camera operator. Anyway, so anyways, what I'm talking about today is The Last of Us, the show. So what I want to say here is there's lots to be told on what I think of it, because I just can't keep it in anymore, because it's just everywhere I talk to people about it, they're like, oh yeah, it's not bad. Either it's not bad or it's horrible. And to be fair, I feel the same way. Like the first season was pretty mediocre, was okay, not bad, but it could have been a lot better. A lot of people were like, oh, it's the best thing that ever happened in TV, but it's like not the case at all, at least for me. Second season came around and my god, that show sucked. It was really bad and I'm not a fan of it at all. And I'm gonna explain my reasons why. And my reasons why I like in the first season was all the characters seemed like they were right out from the video game. Even Bella Ramsey, and she was good as being like this kind of a quippy kind of a annoying teenager kind of thing, with like just a lot of personality.
It's light on the reading, but it has some interesting pictures.
Oh, no. Put that back. That's not for kids.
How do you even walk around with that thing?
Please get rid of it.
Oh, pages stuck together. It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. It'll still be stationary.
Hey, what happened to sleeping?
Okay, I know it doesn't look like it, but this here is not a bad read. Only one problem. Right there. To be continued. I hate cliffhangers.
What else did you get?
Well, here. This make you all nostalgic?
You know, that is actually before my time. That is winter, though. Oh, man.
Well, better than nothing. I walked into my sister's room and tripped on a bra. It was a booby trap. A book just fell on my head. I only have myself to blame. Or wait, I said it wrong. Hold on, let me read it again. A book just fell on my head. I only have my shelf to blame. I ruined it.
And she played that role pretty well. The second season, no. They, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to bring her on in the second season. I thought that was a really bad call. You think that they would have had a secondary actor or whatever to come in and do and be like an older version of her, but they didn't do that. They decided to be like, oh well, let's just do the whole thing where let's have it like it never changed, where it's the same actor and all that. Which usually it's okay, but my god, was she bad in this? Like, it was just not. I don't know if it was her fault or the director or both or whatever, but she definitely needs some. She doesn't have the acting chops for this.
So, we're having a baby. Holy shit. I'm gonna be a dad.
Like, again, it could also be the directing situation, but I did not particularly like her in the second season. This first season was great enough, and the The games themselves, just to give it like a little bit of context, is the first games for me, the 1 and 2, and are like my favorite games of all time. There's a few other games as well that I like a lot, like I like just as much. But the first game was something that when it came out, it was something that I've never seen before, and it was wild, and it was an amazing experience. And then we have the second game that came out, and it was just the same thing, even more so. I would almost say even like it more than 1 now, which is might be a little bit of a controversial thing to say. It's like when the second season came out, when the first season came out, I was interested in being like, okay, well the first one did pretty well, but how are they gonna do the second one? The first one was really compacted, and also a lot of the violence was removed, which was also a big problem for it, because violence, excuse me, as they have said, as Neil Druckmann has said, the director of the game, mentioned that is a big portion of why that game works, and it's almost like the violence and these things are its own character, because they are. Because when you have these violent moments and stuff, it kind of shows you like when it's called The Last of Us. Things aren't super chill and calm and whatever. It's all bloody and violent and disgusting and horrible. So it makes sense for all for the stuff happening, all the stuff that was happening to be incredibly gory, violent, and intense. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was like a really big thing they fucked up on when they did with the whole series as a whole. Whenever they would show the violence portions of it, whatever, I was like, oh, I'm actually watching The Last of Us. That's cool.
Said keep walking.
Unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Unhook her.
No! No! Shit! Jesus! No!
But when they just went to strip drama, I'm like, this isn't The Last of Us. The Last of Us is not just about drama. It's about the moments between these characters and what they deal with these moments, which is a lot of the moments are also these calm moments between each other, but also between all these f***ed up moments and how they deal with it with each other and how they cope and how they, and how they grow as characters throughout those kind of horrible situations. And they just take all those horrible situations out of the show, and it's like that's completely just like doing it the wrong way. And but the first season again was okay enough. I could deal with what it was, but I was kind of annoyed with where it was like, okay, you took out all these crazy, like really gory elements out of it, which again, it was like a big part of the identity of the show, of the game. And when you have that, and also just have the parts that are cinematized, like the cinematics, put that and have that in the show, and don't do any of the gameplay elements. I thought that was a really big missed opportunity, because I don't think anybody's ever done that before, where you would have where I was thinking like a good option to do when it comes to these things is would be to, when you're directing this show or whatever, get like a group of people to play through the game, and when they play through the game,
slow down.
Pick out your favorite, some of your favorite gameplays footage from all these people, and you can record them doing it. Because like that's the beauty of the games, is because every single interaction, no matter how many times you play the game, you get always a different thing that is happening, because it's not always the same. Because how you go through a situation, whether it's more stealth or you f***ed up, or you go in more guns blazing or whatever. And also the AI in those games are really good, because the bad guys react in such a way and also the action is done so well, and that it's almost like watching a movie. So like when I saw it, it was like I was playing a movie. It was crazy. And then they took that out in the show, and I'm like, you guys suck. Like, why would you take that out? That was like one of the coolest parts, and I was like, you ruined that. God damn it. Like Craig Mazin, fucking Christ. Like he's the director of more like the showrunner of the show. You kind of made one of the more like non-groundbreaking things of all time. You made one of the more groundbreaking games of all time into something more mainstream and just lame and chill. And that's not what The Last of Us is. The Last of Us is not lame and chill. The Last of Us is about broken lives and things like exploding on impact and things never going good. So that's why the second game is crazy when people are like, man, I can't believe Joel died. What the f? Like, why is he dead? Why'd she kill him? Whatever. Because you didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming. On top of the fact of like, at the very end, I'm not gonna totally spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it, but like the end is a little bit of a downer for sure. Everybody's like, I can't believe it ended like that. What the f is that? It's like, because it's called The Last of Us. It's not called We're All Still Here. Okay, like it's not a fucking chill, calm story. It's about the brutalist moments of all of humanity, of when, if this ever happened, of what would happen possibly in these people's lives. And it's not supposed to be good. It's supposed to hold your hand. It's not supposed to like feel good. It's supposed to feel bad. It's supposed to feel awful. It's supposed to feel grotesque and brutal. And they did it just that, and it was amazing. And that's why I love it so much, because they didn't hold your hand. It didn't want you to like have a happy ending. It was telling you how it was, and I love that. And for some reason, people who like play the second game, they just eat it up, like in a bad way. They like trounce it into the ground. And Abby's one of the biggest reasons why they would do that. Like Abby's like this gigantic dump truck of a woman, and not in a bad way, like at all. Like I love seeing like when you see like you think of a strong female character, you're always thinking mentally. And it's like, okay, does it always be mental? Can it be also be physical? Can you have like a woman that is just gonna kick everybody's asses to get in the ground, like basically just like a John Batista or whatever, but a woman?
Abby?
We never see it. Have you seen? I want to like ask you people. Have you ever seen that in any movie? What'd I say? What's his name?
Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Sorry. Not John Bautista. My bad. Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista and John Cena. That was one. I was like, John Cena was getting my brain. That's why. But John Cena, like those guys are huge, and obviously for many reasons. But I'm just saying, like those people exist. People, and even just like a bigger woman, they exist, and they're never really in like the
Rhea Ripley. She is a wrestler, and she's massive.
Yes, she is. Yes, I agree. So the point stands is like these films, like these shows seem to think that you need to have women be a certain way all the time, and it's annoying. Where I was talking to some of my friends, and they were like, "Oh, you," and I explained to them why it was bothering me, how they turned like an action horror thriller, survival horror, into just a drama. And like, "Oh, you can't really," and their argument was, "You can't move that over into like a show or movie format that easily." I'm like, what does that even mean? Do you know what you just said right there? Does that even make any sense? Of course you fucking can. You can do whatever you want. Like John Wick is a movie about one dude murdering like hundreds of people. And the game, of course, you're Joel and whoever, whatever, killing guys all over the fucking place, and it's insane. And I know it's a little bit over the top, but it doesn't mean you can't include that in the show. And when you have like the second season and try and make it about revenge and about, you know, Ellie, Bella Ramsey playing Ellie, and have her be like, well, I'm gonna go on the road like nothing fucking matters, and she's just gonna be like, you know, all chill and like be like she was before, where she's all like comedic and kind of like, you know, just has quips all over the place, and she's just kind of quirky or whatever.
How do you even walk around with that thing?
Please get rid of it.
Oh, bunny ears? Wait.
That is 20-year-old Chef Boyardee ravioli.
That guy was good.
I actually agree.
Oh. Gross.
Yes, sir. I would like your finest sweet, please.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to check your luggage?
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
You're a weird kid.
So you think Hungry Boy's still alive in there?
I hope so.
having a baby. I'm gonna be a dad.
2 minutes. Hey. What do you call Grizzly's ribs? Barbecue.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Barbecue?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Alright, that's it! I've had all I can stand from you, Kowalski! Shut up! I can't stand it anymore! All the time saying, why won't he stop?
It's like, no, but the second game she's broken. She's pissed off that like Joel lied to her, and then later on she's more broken because he died. And it's like, but the show doesn't seem to understand that, which is really weird because Neil Druckmann was involved. I don't know how much he had to say about it, but it seems like he didn't have either a ton of say or he doesn't even know his own work, which is really weird. But I don't know if I really believe that part of it. Because when the second game came out, there was a huge thing about when people were saying like how Neil Druckmann was a horrible director and a horrible storyteller. I'm like, okay, so you're just gonna negate the fact that the first game ever existed? You're like, oh well, this one person fucked up on this one thing that I don't necessarily like, or so all this other stuff. It's like that's not how this works. Yeah, like in the show, it's wild, like how like the first season I don't really have a lot to talk about because the first season was like, other than like them taking out too much of the violence, too much of the zombie parts, like the first season was pretty chill. Was pretty like pretty like I'm down to watch this. Like like I'll watch it again because it was really well done. There was this one episode, I can't remember which episode it was, the one with the two guys, and then it was Bill and his boyfriend, and they die together, and that whole thing was really sad and was a really, really interesting story, and I love that. However, that in itself, I think, could be a cool like side movie. Have you ever seen Breaking Bad? And there is a side movie. It's called El Camino, I think it's called, or whatever. That one is a continuation of the show from where it caps off, which is an interesting take. But you can also have this where it's like where this is just like a side movie, being like, so we see Bill in the show as being Bill, but then you see a movie, and then it's that situation. Or just even just a short or whatever, or if you want to have it just be a certain episode, that's fine. But then have another episode on that to like flush out Ellie and Joel's character, because that's a third episode in. We only get 2 episodes with them, then we get that. That's such a wild like decision.
It was a beautiful episode.
It was beautiful, yes.
It was very well done from my perspective.
And I thought it was beautiful too. And I thought
very soon.
I thought it was very well. Yeah, I thought it was very well done as well. Why wouldn't that be more like near the end or whatever? And even still, whatever, depending on how you do it, why is that taking us away from another? Like, if there's only 9 episodes, there should be 10, whatever. In my opinion, because these characters, Ellie and Joel, have a lot of moments within the game that solidify you as a gamer within these characters, to like have you connect with them as characters, and like all these gigantic moments, all these time, like 23 or plus hours with these characters, and you come to an attachment. And by the end of the first season, I don't care about them really. Like, I know the game, I played the game, and I watched the show, and I'm like, I'm feeling nothing from the show. Because the show is just not giving you much. The show is just kind of giving you like the bullet points of what to do, and they're like, why aren't you feeling anything? And for me, it's like, well, because you're not doing it right. Because like you just need more. You're not doing it obviously for the right reasons. And again, like you're just showing all the cinematic parts, and then you're throwing your own little bits in there, rather than like taking moments that gamers have done in the game and turn those fighting moments / like walking around moments, just chilling and them talking about that moment, into like a cinema-sized moment. I think that'd be really, really cool.
And let's search for supplies.
You see me? I totally nailed that guy.
When it's the game, you
good
should
job,
definitely
Rick.
take things from the game. And when you're turning from something from a game into like a show or whatever, you're not just doing this for people who've never seen it before. You've also are doing this for the fans. So the people that are watching it as the fans, whatever, you're basically showing things they've all seen before already, but worse. So it's like what are they sticking around for exactly? And it's like nothing really, because nothing really new is in here. All things that are new are bad. Like there's like, I remember her name is the exact episode we're on right now. Like there's the whatever the hell her name is, the woman who's
Melanie.
Yeah, she's in fucking, what is that? Kathleen Colleen, and it's like, and that character is probably one of the most like lamest bad guys I've ever seen, because you can tell she's like either, again, it could be either one of the or. It could be the director didn't do a good enough job of directing them, or it could be the actor not acting enough, or it could be both. But it's just like, there's a part where she like shoots a dude in a cell or whatever, and she's trying to look like hardened and she doesn't care, but it's more like she doesn't know how to act, is what it kind of looks like to me. And like she just doesn't play a good bad guy. At least it doesn't seem like to me in this. Like she plays like, I've seen her other stuff, she's good, but in terms of playing like an actual like menacing bad guy, she's not menacing. So I would say my my rating for this for the first, if I was gonna give it any kind of a rating for like the first season, I give it like a 7, high 7, low 7. 6.5 is like a high 6.5. Like it had, the ideas are like the thought, like the stories there just wasn't fully executed in my opinion. So the second second season. Ellie is, they're trying to make her be the same as the first game.
Huh? Yeah, sure, Joel. Go ahead. Take my card. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
Listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you!
Will Riley ever stop sucking at poker? I can hear you, you know. The signs aren't clear. Up! There's still hope for you.
Why don't you try to get some sleep? All right.
I'm not even tired.
Whole goddamn town's booby-trapped. Best stay right on my ass.
Can't miss it.
Knock it off.
But also be like the second game, which is all about revenge, but it doesn't make any sense when you take all the violence out and stuff like that. Where it's like, because like they try to make her like look like this badass, just out for revenge, out for blood, and it's like, I can't take you seriously. It's like taking a teddy bear seriously. You know, when you don't see anybody do any real damage, I don't care. I don't have any actual real, because I mean, obviously the situation is like, oh, she's real snapped now. Well, she's gonna kill them all.
Where is she?
I don't believe that at all. I believe they're gonna kill her first, because there's a part in it, where I'll show here, where like she gets swarmed by a bunch of stalkers like right off the bat, and her and Dina basically almost die, like right away. Like in the first part of the second season, when they first like basically come across, like I think one of their first infected, not exactly the first, one of their first, they almost die. Like, and then the Jesse character comes and saves Dina and Ellie. And it's like, oh, cool, another moment where the guy saves the day. Awesome, that's cool, great, way to, you know, break some ground. You know, it's like, that's just fucking stupid. Like, really? Anyway, and I know that that Abby, the actor who played Abby, like there was apparently some issues with her mom, and I guess like she was dealing with her having cancer. I think she passed away during that, and that's one of the reasons why she couldn't bulk up, whatever, and that sucks. But I'm gonna say right now, just in general, whatever, I just don't believe the Abby character as being a formidable villain, because also the directing was kind of crap in my opinion, because also like she just kind of just seems like she's kind of just like more like irritated than actually like genuinely like out for blood kind of deal. And also when Joel dies, that was kind of a little comedic, how like they show her just like punch him in the face when he's like down on the ground. It looked really bad. When they are ambushed, Joel and I think Dina was there this time or whatever, but in the game it's Joel and Tommy.
Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy, this is my brother.
Joe.
I thought it was a bit of a bummer that they just didn't put Tommy in that situation, because having your own brother basically murdered right next to you, that's pretty fucked. And also everybody's like, oh man, you know, Bella Ramsey did such a great job in the death scene. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. If you ever played the game, you'd say no, she didn't. Unfortunately, no, she did not.
Get up. Joel, fucking get up. Please stop. Please get up. No! No! No!
Fucking kill you!
And but yeah, anyway, like as the season goes forward, not one thing to get right in this season, except for one thing, I guess. One is with the Isaac character and that side bit with the WLF, I think. Anyway, as far as I remember, and that part was kind of cool. I want to see that more of that stuff because the guy who plays Jeffrey Wright, he's a good actor. I love him. And and to be fair, he is the guy who plays Isaac in the game. And so they basically model him after that, and he did a great job. Amazing, like 10 out of 10. Like it's, oh man, I have so much to say about this season as well, where it's like obviously it wasn't just Bella Ramsey. She's not the one who wrote it, but like when you do freeze frames on some of her, what Bella Ramsey would do would be like this, and you see like in mid-frame going, and she'd be like, just like, I don't know, we're just shooting in all directions, like, oh my god! And obviously, like, she just did that as like a moment in like the scene, and they didn't direct her properly. When like, don't do that. Allie wouldn't do that. Don't do that. But they did that, and it makes her look stupid as hell. And I'm sorry, like, it's just the way it is. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else to say about this one, because like honestly, all I gotta say about the second season is that it sucks. Like the only part that I liked about it was like the Helm's Deep situation, like the first episode, I think, or whatever it was, like Attack on Helm's Deep. That whole like attack situation was dope. I don't care what anyone else says, that was awesome. The only thing that was not cool was the bloater, and the bloater looked bad because it was all CGI. They had a full prosthetic of all that, whatever, and I guess they didn't do it. End up using it, and it looks bad. And they also have like fake fire. To be fair, you can't have real fire. So it is what it is when you have like a flamethrower, but the bolts together look so bad on each other. There's an episode in the first season, the bloater comes up out of the ground, and they like, and then the guy who plays Tommy, or it plays Tommy in the game, but is now like the right-hand man of her, gets destroyed and murdered, and then they all do as well. And like the whole, like, there's a bits and pieces of that season or that part that are like hinting to the part where like the sinkhole sinks in, and then all the zombies come out, and the bloater shows up, and then they never show it again. The bloater just, like, he shows his big debut, and he never shows up again. And I'm like, isn't that supposed to be like, oh, he's now out? There's now a bloater out, and now he's out in the world? No, it doesn't matter, because apparently, who cares? Because in the game, there's like a whole school scene where you have to fight the bloater, and that was like an awesome scene, like an awesome part in the game, which they totally could have put that into the show, but they were like, f that. Like, and like the same thing goes with the whole part where, like, I was mentioning this before as well, off camera, but like when in the first season, I keep jumping around, I'm sorry, but when Joel is hospitalized basically, and then it switches over to Ellie in the game, and Ellie has to go over and find, you know, medicine for Joel, and she meets up with this cannibal.
So now what? You gonna chop me up into tiny pieces?
I'd rather not.
I'd rather not.
The guy who's next to him, which is one of his like other right-hand men or whatever, I'm not sure about right-hand man's correct. One of his men is Troy Baker, the guy who voiced Joel, which I thought was fun. He was the one who got like the cleaver in the neck or whatever, which I thought was pretty cool. I love the callbacks. That's the part that I do like. But like that part in particular, when that happens, and then basically the cannibal leads to fact into modes of like him basically saying that he was going to rape her at some point.
Please tell me your name.
You're so full of shit.
If you want to judge me...
Judge you? You're eating people, you sick
You have heart. You're loyal. And you're special.
Oh.
In the life we could build.
or whatever. And then she like doesn't like that, obviously, and by the very end, whatever, she just like destroys him like with a fucking hatchet or with a machete in the head.
But let me tell you something. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
That one movie exactly of like, I would just call it Sin City, of when Hardigan or Bruce Willis just beats that guy's face into the ground, the yellow bastard guy, and just keeps going till he's just button nothing. And that's what the character did, but like in the game, she just does it and keeps going and going and going until like Joel shows up and like, you know, stops her, and then they have like a moment together because she's like about to hit him because he's coming up behind her, and they have like a moment together.
It's me. It's me. Look. It's me.
He tried to...
Oh, baby girl. It's okay. It's okay.
Joel.
It's okay.
But in the show, she just stops and then walks outside, and then he not knowing what happened, they both have a moment together. But that doesn't make any fucking sense. He doesn't even know what happened in there. He doesn't see what the fuck happened in there. Like, those things mean a lot. You can't just be like, well, we just saw that, so he knows. No, he doesn't. He wasn't there. Like, this whole video is about me bitching about it, about this whole fucking series, because the series isn't very good, unfortunately, in my opinion. And now we gotta wait for, my God, for another year and a half or 2 years for the third season. Are you fucked? Like, that is obscene behavior. Like, when was it that back in the day when they would make shows and stuff? This would never fly on TV. Like, they would make sure that would be coming out the year after, wherever. Like, that was like Bang Busters. Like, it would be coming out like right after the other. They wouldn't allow it to happen because they knew that people wouldn't give a shit after that long. The hype only stays so high for so long. I haven't even seen the last episode of the last season, so far season, because I just don't care at all. I just don't care. I'll watch it eventually to see what the fuck is up, but people are like, oh, it's bad. And I'm like, oh, big surprise. So I'm just not hurrying my way to see it. And honestly, what I'm going to say right now is I think they really should redo it. They should just cap off color losses, or maybe even finish it, I guess, because they're kind of all over there. I guess cutting off here would be even worse. But I was just saying, maybe at the very end, maybe make a movie out of it. Maybe make a trilogy of them or whatever. Maybe do that. Because it doesn't really seem like the show is really working. I think you could probably compile this into a cool, like, 2.5, 3 hour movie at, like, each, and that could be pretty sweet, I think. I don't know, sometimes shows just get it right. Sometimes shows like all that time, that extra time you get, gives that extra time, just kind of make it that much better. But then sometimes it just allows you to kind of just float by and waste time. And that's what I feel like the show is. It's a big waste of time. Anyways, I think I'm gonna cap this off here. Unless I'm forgetting about anything, give me a quick moment. Just sifting my brain memory. No, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about that. To be fair, this has pretty much been an hour, so I'm gonna try and cut this down as much as I can. I really apologize for going all over the place, but this is a game that to be fair, I didn't do any sort of prep. I just want to talk about it. So hopefully some of you guys liked it. Hopefully some of you guys stayed till the end. I really hope you did. And if you did, well, big props to you. And I hope to see you next time with the next one, because one will be coming up very soon. I'm just gonna be doing this because I did this a while back, and I forgot how much I liked it, and I want to just kind of do it because I don't know, I see all kinds of people having like their thoughts about movies, whether it's video format or blog format or whatever. I don't want to say my piece because like I've also been like, this has been on my mind forever. It's why I can't stop just blabbing on about it, because like everybody has had their piece, but I don't think I've had my piece to say about this whole thing, and that's why I feel like now I'm done. All right, so I'm gonna give this second season a good like 3 or 4 out of 10. This was horrible. Like I'm sorry, Craig Mazin. I'm sorry to say, but this isn't God's gift to TV. It really isn't. Not good. I'm not a fan. Doesn't mean I'm gonna hate everything you do. Things happen. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know if it was your fault or for some reason Neil or both of you or the producers or all that situation. But obviously sometimes it's really hard to make a good adaptation. However, I think like having more people that love the game, not just like maybe the director, maybe some people that have played the game. Maybe like bring some fans in and be like, so what would you like to see in this? Maybe do like a little bit of an interview kind of thing. That'd be kind of my thought.
What's more helpful, notes from executives or people online? People online, I love you. I'm glad you're there. I appreciate your fandom. I appreciate the notes from executives a little bit more because they're there to represent the audience as a whole.
What the hell does that mean?
That means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
And people online are incredibly passionate, but have very hard opinions. We like to have conversations. So I love that you're out there, but I'll take my notes from the HBO folks. Apologies.
That is why you fail.
All right, anyways, guys, I'm done talking now. You guys have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out. Bye. Bye.
That was a big old yikes on my end.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, I'm done.
I hate how you ended that.
Did you?
It was the biggest cringe thing I've ever seen.
I'm sorry. What do you want?